Welcome to the best small business show. Today, we're diving into small businesses' top 5 mistakes that they make with employees.
Oops.
Mistakes that are going to cost you time, it's going to cost you money, and it's going to cost you possibly losing your top talent.
Well, that's a positive. This is going to be a positive show.
Yeah.
But you know what? These aren't just generic HR blunders. These are the real costly and fixable issues that keep businesses from building strong, loyal teams. So I think this is a much better way to approach it.
Well, BJ and I are going to break each mistake into 4 parts. The first part is what small business owners like you actually do, and without realizing it's a problem. The second thing we're going to do is what's the impact on your employees and your business. Third, how to fix it and avoid these pitfalls. And then finally, at the end, BJ and I will give you 4 action items you can implement immediately today.
Yeah. And let's kick it off with mistake number 1, hiring too fast, firing too slow. Rich has got this ingrained in my head. This happens all the time. Hiring out of desperation instead of finding the right fit and skipping thorough interviews and references with your current staff, keeping underperforming employees too long out of fear and, the fear of turnover. Oh my gosh, Rich, this is all those things.
Yeah, I talk to my clients all the time. Hiring too fast isn't that bad. It's the firing too slow, where they're, well, I don't want to do this. I go, they're hurting your business. Or I usually say to my client, we've talked too much about Steve. You need to let Steve go. He's causing too many problems. So, what's the impact of hiring too fast and firing too slow? Well, number one, a bad hire drains your productivity and morale. Hands down, it's the rotten apple, will just affect everybody else.
Poisoning the rest of the team.
Absolutely. Other employees have to pick up the slack of this bad hire, and they get frustrated. And then finally, my favorite, delayed firing leads to bigger problems. Culture issues, lost clients, and costly mistakes. Again, the bad apple, if they're allowed to stick around for a long time, more of your other employees will start picking up those bad habits because they see this bad apple getting away with stuff.
Right. No good. It's no good, Rich. We got some great ideas to fix it. Take your time in hiring, prioritize quality over speed. If you can do this, it is a win-win. It's great for your team and it's great for the new hire because they fit right, which is great. Use structured interviews and reference checks. Rich has us buttoned up where everybody gets interviews, everybody understands the whole review process. It is imperative to do. And then, of course, set clear performance expectations. If it's not working, make the tough call sooner rather than later. It's important.
Yeah, it's so true. You really need to, when picking people and also letting them go, you need to pull off the Band-Aid as quickly as possible. So mistake number 2 that small businesses make is no clear job roles or expectation. Many small business owners assume employees just know what to do. And here's what happens. Okay, number 1, job descriptions are vague or non-existent. And this happens in smaller businesses, maybe like 5 to 10 employees. But as they get bigger, they need to get more formalized. Employees wear too many hats without direction. And then you suddenly get overlap sometimes. And then clear success metrics. So employees really feel lost. They don't know if they're doing a good job or a bad job.
Yeah. And it's also just a process of the small business owner wondering, what does John do? It's just not good, not good. The impact can be confusion leading to inefficiency and mistakes. Obviously, you've got issues. You don't need these issues. Employees feel frustrated and disengaged. So not only do the new ones feel that way, The old ones feel that way. Oh, it's not really a good mix. And then you're completely wasting time micromanaging instead of leading. You need to be a leader. You need to be a leader. Don't let these things happen.
Well, this is how you fix it. Number one, write clear job descriptions with key responsibilities. So everybody knows what they're supposed to do. If they're a new employee, they know their job. If they're an old employee, they know to stay in their lane. Number two, set performance metrics so employees know how to succeed. And having those performance metrics gets rid of the I don't know what to do, or I don't know if I'm doing a good job, or does my boss like me? They know
Right.
exactly what to do.
Yeah.
And then regularly check in and adjust expectations as the business evolves. As you get bigger or as you change and evolve, your check ins and expectations need to change also.
Yeah. The ability to be flexible, even with 100 employees, is imperative. You have to have that built in, and those regular check ins are going to do it. That's for sure. Mistake number three is poor communication and lack of feedback. The number one reason employees leave, you ready for it? They haven't felt heard. They feel as if everything they've been doing is just not, no one listens to them. Assuming no news is good news, a lot of businesses will do this. This is not where you want to be. Only giving feedback when something goes wrong. So that employee only hears when he does something wrong. Think about that. That is not the way to do it. And not creating a culture where employees feel safe to speak up. And that is one of your death knells right there. Am I right, Rich?
Absolutely. And the impact of having poor communication and a lack of feedback to your people, employees disengage when they don't feel valued. They just shut down.
Yeah, yeah.
They look at their job as just a job. I'm just going to get it done. Frustrations build up, and I've seen this time and time again with my clients where some of their top employees just leave. Their
Yeah.
frustrations build up and it leads to turnover. So you need to watch that. And then finally, small issues snowball into major problems. Something that you
Mm,
didn't even expect becomes a huge issue downrange.
right. And we have a couple of things to fix it. Hold regular one-on-ones, just 15 minutes, no, not very long. It really can make a difference in a week. Very good to do. Get feedback constantly, both praise and construction advice, constructive advice. These both will ping off each other, and people will feel much more like they'll be encouraged for open communication by asking, their fellow employees, you asking those employees. It's important.
Yeah, I mean, with a lot of small businesses I work with, just getting them to have regular staff meetings, and they go, "Oh, I hate those. They run an hour or two." I go, 15 minutes. If you
Oh
do a
yeah.
staff meeting for 15 minutes every day and you go around the gauntlet, people are going to talk about things. You'll have 5-minute meetings. And then if you just grab each of your direct reports for about 15 minutes a week, going, what's going on? How are things going? Any problems, any issues, any questions I can answer?
And listen,
And listen.
listen.
That's the big thing. Listen, listen, listen. Well,
Oh my God.
mistake number four is underpaying or ignoring growth opportunities. And this is huge since after COVID, that employees really have the upper hand nowadays because the unemployment is so low. You've got to pay your people more. So, look, small businesses often think we can't afford to pay top dollar, or they should be grateful to have a job. I love that one. Or
Mm,
raises and promotions, yeah, maybe next year. That is the wrong way to think nowadays because you're going to lose your best people.
yeah. And the impact can be, to your point, you're going to lose that top talent. You're not going to lose the Steve, the one who wasn't doing well. He'll stick around,
Yeah.
but your top talent will definitely leave for better paying jobs, and maybe not just better paying, Rich, but with more opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's a key. That's something that you could have fixed. Employees also feel stagnant. They stop putting in the effort. They're not going to get back to your top client. It's just can be really killer. And that high turnover costs actually costs way more than just paying a fair pay and providing very creative growth opportunities for each of your employees. It can be very good.
Yeah. So this is how to fix underpaying or ignoring your growth opportunities. Number one, benchmark salaries against industry standards. What are people getting paid in the roles that you have in your area? Don't just guess. Really find out. Second, offer non-monetary incentives. Sometimes people aren't motivated by just money. Give them flexibility, learning opportunities. That's huge. Let them go to
Very.
conferences and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
the biggest one, people love recognition. They love to be
Oh, yeah.
recognized.
By all their fellow employees, by a client saying something,
Yeah.
those are gold.
And then finally, create a clear path for career growth. Show them the path of where they need to go. Even in a small company, you can come up with different levels, different things. If you do this, this, and this, you'll now be a senior director or a senior VP or something like that.
Yeah. And it really, really pays off. Mistake number 5 is ignoring culture and employee engagement. You may not realize you're doing this, but this is what can happen. Not recognizing hard work and celebrating wins, letting toxic employees ruin your work environment, no team bonding. This is a big thing since COVID. Because a lot of us are remote, got to get that team bonding in there and no culture building. Your culture in your company needs to flexible and change. It's just work, work, work. That is not good, Rich.
Well, what's the impact of ignoring culture and employee engagement? Well, your employees become disengaged and do the bare minimum. And that is not what you want.
No.
Second, it gets worse. You get a toxic culture leading to high turnover and a bad reputation with your clients, your vendors, everyone else. And then
Mm-hmm.
finally, the death knell, low morale affects productivity and customer service. So it's the cycle. If you ignore your culture, employee engagement, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And there's ways to fix it. You can build that positive culture that you've been looking for, celebrate the wins, foster teamwork, and lead with energy. And I really always hope that Rich and I show you the energy that we have, the passion we have. Showing that helps quite a lot. And don't tolerate toxicity. One bad apple does spoil the whole bunch, as Rich said, but do not tolerate it in any way. That's something that you want to nip in the bud right away. And also make work enjoyable. People perform better when they're happy and they're engaged. If they love donuts, they love donuts. If they love getting together and just having tea and enjoying each other, we love it. We have a very funny 2 of our people in our group. Always when we're in the office, they go and they walk by the office next to ours and go get coffee. And then they come back. When one of them was going to retire, the people next door went, "Oh, we're going to miss them walking by." And I'm thinking, oh my God. So we're not just impacting ourselves, but other businesses around us for sure. What are the 4 action items that we could start right now, Rich?
Well, the first one is review your last 3 hires. Okay. Were they rushed? Did you rush to get them in? Do you need a better process when you're
Ooh,
hiring people? That's a
good
great thing that you
question.
could do today. Yep.
Yeah, that's a great question. Number 2, set up a one-on-one with each employee this month. Just listen. Don't wait for problems.
Yeah. And number three, third action item is check your job descriptions. Are they clear? Do they set expectations? Here's one that I always say, do they motivate potential hires? Some people put out the most boring job descriptions. It's like, shoot me now. I don't want to work there. But if you make them fun and engaging, people might apply that normally don't apply.
Yeah, exactly. And then number 4, find one way to improve company culture this week. Is it recognition, a team lunch, or just saying thank you? That is just gold. Awesome. So these mistakes are common, but they're fixable. Get these right, and your business will thrive with a strong, engaged team.
Yeah. And your employees are your biggest asset. Okay. Treat them right and they'll help you grow. Treat them wrong and you're always going to struggle.
As we jump into March, many of you might be pondering how to take your business to the next level, especially if you have 25 to 100 employees. It's a common challenge, and that's where Rich G comes in. His business coaching is not just any coaching, it's bespoke, meaning it's crafted specifically to your business needs. Whether you're looking to increase revenue, improve efficiency, or expand your market share, Rich has an expertise to guide you. Don't wait. Visit richg.com to start your journey toward business success.
And hey, small business owners, don't settle for mediocre marketing. Let's make it remarkable. My podcast partner, BJ Flagg at New Renew, is your partner in success. With her expertise in brand marketing and website design and a real passion for helping small businesses thrive, she'll help you create a brand that resonates and a digital presence that impresses. So run out and visit newrenew.com today and start your journey to marketing excellence.
And that's it for today. To our audience, let's keep that podcast momentum going. Share this episode on LinkedIn, Instagram, X, Threads, and Blue Sky with the hashtag The Best Small Business Show. Spread the word and keep our community growing by subscribing to our show.
And we can't end the podcast without a big shout out to our editor and producer, Richard Scalzo, for making us sound professional in every episode. Folks, have an unbelievable week, crush those goals, and we'll catch you in the next episode.